Hello traders and welcome in a new daily market analysis video. Today is the 20th of April. Let's have a quick look on the markets. We had some comments yesterday from the Federal Reserve members about a possible 75 points rate hike on the next meeting from the Federal Reserve, which basically added some pressure on the gold trading. We need to have a look on the charts. What do we expect during the day and what do we have on our economic agenda? All of this will be discussed in today's video. Please stay tuned. Welcome back everyone, and starting off with the economic agenda for today, the 20th of April, basically we have a couple of important economic releases that we will be looking for. First of all, we do have the core CPI and the CPI numbers from the Canadian economy, as well as the CPI, which is the consumer price index from the New Zealand economy. So today we will be watching for two key inflation numbers out of Canada as well as New Zealand. We will also have some data from the US economy, which is the monthly existing home sales for the month of March, and as well the weekly crude oil inventories. Basically, we don't expect this to affect the oil trading during the day. However, the key releases that will have a higher implied volatility in the markets will basically be the CPI numbers, or the consumer price index, from both the Canadian economy as well as the New Zealand economy. That was all for the economic agenda for today. Let's have a quick look on the charts and the technical analysis. Starting with the dollar index, basically we mentioned in yesterday's video that we will be watching for the levels of 100.50. Whenever we break below those levels, we'll basically have a downward move. This was basically during yesterday's video, this was the last low. However, during the session yesterday, we had a new higher low created, which was 100.69, which has been just now penetrated to the downside. So the dollar index created a new higher low yesterday around 100.70 roughly, and during today's Asian as well as the beginning of the European session, we're having this downward pressure. We are creating at the moment what seems to be a lower low. Don't forget that on the 4-hour time frame, we are still inside a large supply zone on the 4-hour time frame. So we are basically expecting a reversal. So a reversal on the 4-hour time frame is highly expected. On the 30 minutes time frame, we're starting to see this downward pressure and the new lower low as well as the new lower high. So basically the dollar index is exactly following our scenario with the bearish movement to the downside during the day. As long as we are trading below 100.70, we will still expect more losses to the downside. We will be having our targets set around 100.46. This one is too close, and then the 100.27. This is what we'll be having on the US dollar index during the day. Moving forward to the euro versus dollar, basically it is pretty much the same. We are having a demand zone on the 4-hour time frame. On the 30 minutes time frame, we are starting to see what seems to be a new higher high and a new higher low. Off we go. The euro dollar is basically starting to form a bullish and an upward trend on the 30 minutes time frame. During the day, as long as we're trading above 1.0814, we will definitely target the levels of on the 30 minutes time frame. Oh, so the next target is basically nothing before the 1.0884. This is what we'll be having on the euro versus the dollar on the short time frame, the 30 minutes time frame. The euro pound basically reached our first target of 0.8307. It wasn't that far anyway. The other target of the following one should be 0.8370. So on the 30 minutes time frame, basically we are having this, which is the beginning of a new upward trend. And yes, we do expect this to continue till the 0.8370 handle roughly, which is a key supply zone on the 4-hour time frame. Moving on to gold, basically we mentioned in yesterday's video that as long as we are trading below the levels of 1960, or once we break and hold our trading below, we will basically be bearish on the gold trading. We had this brilliant break to the downside. However, we didn't yet test the level of 1960.60. On the 30 minutes time frame, we can see that we are having this bullish divergence. And yes, during the day, an upward correction on gold to test the levels of 1955 and 1960 is something that I do personally expect before continuing the move to the downside. That's on gold. So we are still bearish. However, during the day, a retracement might be due. And let's have a look on the Fibonacci retracements. The 1960 levels are basically exactly the 50% Fibonacci level. So this is something that we will be looking for. We will be waiting for a bearish price action from the 1960, and we will be shorting the gold back to the 1939 again and the 1911. That was all for today's daily market analysis video. Thank you so much for watching, and please stay tuned.